So I'm reading Malcolm Gladwell's Outliers. And it's a classic book. This is the book that has the classic phrase 10,000 hour rule. Basically, it's talking about how you need 10,000 hours to become an expert at something. 10,000 hours of practice. So I'm about to read a quote that was in here that I thought was interesting, but at first, when I first read it, you're gonna think that what's the big deal? And here's the quote. It says, "Practice isn't the thing you do once you're good, it's the thing you do that makes you good." And like, okay, wow, that is, so what? That's common knowledge. That's nothing miraculous. That's nothing an all moment for anything. But when I sat and thought about it a little more, I thought about, wait, there's something in here. It's talking about this mindset where when you're doing something, he was talking about Mozart. He was talking about the Beatles. They sucked. They sucked when they first started. And that should be big for us because we think that they were good. Like they picked up their musical instrument, they picked up the paintbrush and they were like, oh, we're good. Now I'll practice. But he's describing in here like, no. They sucked. They practiced, then they became good. Then they became great. And why this is so important to me and why it should be important to you is that we shouldn't look at negative things to determine whether we should keep going. Meaning we shouldn't look how terrible we are at something and say, all right, well, man, I'm not good at it. I'm just gonna stop here and move on to something to see if I'm good at it, and then I'll start practicing, and then I'll become great. And he's saying, no, these greats, they sucked. They kept practicing, they kept pushing, they kept moving forward, then they became great. So again, practice isn't the thing you do once you're good, it's the thing you do that makes you good. Are you allowing, I had to ask myself this too, are you allowing the negative things to tell you whether you should continue in something or not? Because if so, I would say fight back, because these greats definitely sucked, but they practiced until they were great.